Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast Live. Tom and I have a lot of fun stuff that we'd like to talk about today, including the 5-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite, which just so happens to be in our backyard, and we will just so happen to be in attendance. Also, we have a new InterYEETinental Champion, one Jey Uso. What does this mean for Jey? The trajectory of his career, and more importantly, why did Braun Breaker only get a 51-day title reign? We had a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to get after it. It's going to be a good time. We'll see you there.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
Yeet.
What's up, dude?
Nothing. I know everybody else watched the Vince McMahon documentary, but I actually watched all the wrestling shows this week.
I can't believe that we made plans to talk about the Vince McMahon documentary this week. We were gonna review the whole thing.
I only knew it. I only knew it existed like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, that's out now. Because you were talking about it, and I was like, oh, that must be out.
Tom sends so we still have the group chat, the show group chat with Derek, and Derek's like, oh, the Vince McMahon documentary came out. This was 2 days ago. I was like, yeah, man, it's actually really good. You need to watch it. And then we're talking about it a little bit today, and Tom goes, yeah, I didn't watch that at all. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? What are we doing here?
Is that what you meant by what do you mean?
What are we doing here?
What do you mean you didn't watch it?
What are you doing? I left work early one day to come home for this.
I didn't think about it. I thought about it when you guys said it a couple days ago, and I totally didn't think about it for the next 3 days at all. Never even thought about it. I was excited because we're going to AEW this week, and
yeah.
I was like, oh, I gotta make sure I watch so I know what's happening. I watched. I don't think I'm gonna know what's happening, but you know what? At least I tried. so I guess we'll see if that was any worthwhile. I'll tell you while we're there. I watched last week. I wasted 2 hours of my life. That's what I'm gonna say. Probably.
So, breaking news: there will be no One Fall WrestleCast live next Sunday at 8:30. I will be out of town at a work function, but we will be back the following week at Sunday 8:30 p.m. Tom's just now finding out about this right now.
But I'll see you on Wednesday, so it'll be
all right. Yeah. Wednesday's gonna be dope.
So I'm gonna see you in person on Wednesday. I mean, I'll be fine. It's the rest of the people that are gonna
I mean, I figure you probably just swing by the office. You and Andy.
Yeah, does that work? Does that work for you? Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
we could do that.
Do we have a responsible party?
I mean, yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't have to be me.
No.
Because funny story is I leave for said work trip on Thursday morning at 5:55 a.m. My
so you're just staying up, huh?
Yeah. I might have fucked up. Yeah.
I mean, you stay here. I'm a lot closer to the airport than you.
Yeah, well, the wife is coming on this trip as well, and yeah,
you fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked up, but we've got it figured out. But I fucked up.
Well,
big time because I thought we flew out on Friday.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Big mistake. Big.
5:55. 5:55.
5:55. It'll be all right. I'll be fine. Life is good.
Okay.
I'm a marathon runner, anyways. Nobody ever accused me of being a fast sprinter.
No. Once you got going now, you didn't want to get in your way. That was
No. And I mean, that holds true in all aspects of life. So there's
once
that.
he gets going, don't get in his way. Get behind him and follow him, because that's path clears.
So since I had detailed show notes and things that I specifically wanted to discuss with the Vince McMahon documentary this week with Tom, because I really wanted to make sure that I did my homework, only for him to not even his television this week is a little disappointing.
I did not turn Netflix on.
You liked that though, didn't you?
I did. I knew exactly. As soon as I heard you do it, I was like, oh, he made the Netflix dong sound.
Hey, so real quick, we haven't done this in a while. What are you sipping on tonight?
Oh, some Lagunitas Maximus.
Nice. I cleaned the studio a little bit today, right? Because it needed it, and I still need to hang this wall panel back up over here. But I've been having some electrical issues. But anywho, I found a bunch of really weird, just almost finished bottles of whiskey. So I'm just gonna
have sips, a couple sips here, a couple sips there. I love it.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna have a.
Yeah, I mean, it's trash night, so may as well just make sure we get that out to
get the trash out
to the proper bin.
Absolutely.
As our folks across the pond say, it's got to be in the bin.
It's got in the bin.
Oh yeah, for sure, bruv. In the bin, you gotta put it in the bin there, bruv.
At least bruv did better things this week in talk. He just flipped around with them young bucks.
Yeah, so the AEW fans are already cracking me up. They're already fucking chewing Ricochet up about his mic skills.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a couple of things this week about that little backstage segment with him and Ospreay.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it'd be great if Ricochet never picked up a microphone ever again. This is why Ricochet's in AEW, because he can't do a promo. Oh, don't ever let Ricochet do a fucking promo. It doesn't even make sense. Neither does the week-to-week booking, you fucks.
Sure doesn't. I love that Bryan Danielson, just got to fight Nigel McGuinness out of nowhere. If Bryan Danielson was cleared to wrestle, that was the caveat.
You know what, though? I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to jump into this, okay? Because I've got a strong opinion.
Please.
And it's very much what you and I have been talking about for, I don't know, the entirety of the last 2 years that we have kind of been on the AEW hype train. And that is very much that Tony Khan expects everybody to be super nerd internet wrestling marks.
Yep.
Because he does things like give us the completion to the Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness feud that we all know took place in Ring of Honor in some great matches. Only for nobody to know why this mattered.
Nobody, yeah. Not only did nobody know, nobody cared why, because there was a 16-year gap. And they stumbled over each other during commentary to try to get it across. And Jim Ross had no fucking clue what was going on. Tony Schiavone was just happy to be there. And Taz didn't watch it, but Excalibur geeked out over it. I think Taz at one point said, well, I didn't watch those matches or something like that. And it was just...
I mean, and that's an honest take, though, right?
Yeah.
Because, I think that people that are quote-unquote in the know, and I'll use Taz as an example, right? When you say something like that on live television to a live microphone, you've said that in the back.
Yeah.
You've pled that case behind the scenes. Hey, you want this to be a big deal, and I understand that this is a big deal, but they don't know why it's a big deal.
Nobody knew why it was. Everybody was, some of the crowd, you could hear faint chants of this is awesome, but it was so flat. And I just, I get it, I guess, but I don't really. It doesn't make sense. No, it was never explained beforehand. I feel like they should have shown us a promo package or something, which is just, I know AEW doesn't do it because WWE does it, and it's like, but man, are those helpful,
Yeah.
especially with the way AEW likes to book these things, where they pluck a feud that was 18 years old out of Ring of Honor that nobody watching AEW has seen a single fucking match of. And
Because most of them happened before the majority of the AEW fans were even old enough to know what wrestling was.
Right? I mean, like, yeah, when this happened, when the majority of AEW fans were 5, were they like, oh man, look at how good this in-ring talent? No, they were thinking about, they couldn't spell. They were going to kindergarten. They couldn't fucking read.
A, B, C, D.
They're watching fucking Paw Patrol.
E, F, G. Nigel McGuinness doesn't mean shit to me.
Exactly.
Like,
I love Nigel on commentary.
I do too. Listen, and I think that he's got solid in-ring work too. I'm a sucker for a good technical wrestler.
Sure.
I love
a good technical wrestling match. I thought it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But why? Who cares?
They didn't do their job.
The boys in the back, you mean?
That's what I mean. AEW did not do their job. This could have, in all reality, for like, maybe we don't shotgun it. Maybe we push it a couple of weeks. I know you want to, I'll always make the argument, well, it's a TV property. Okay. They want TV ratings. Okay. This piques my interest. Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. I know it's going to be a good technical wrestling match. I was interested. However, there was a lot of people that could have been really, really interested, and you might have even popped a rating because you started the show with it. Mm-hmm. And instead you squandered this opportunity again, because you could have taken 4 or 5 weeks of Dynamite to make people understand why this is a big deal. Make the casual fan.
Remember,
care.
Tony owns all that footage.
Well, he doesn't own all of it. Did you see the Who Bra Bra on YouTube? The best of Nigel McGuinness got taken down on YouTube off of the AEW channel because WWE copyrights.
Oh, right. I saw that. They don't not own it because, oh man, WWE screwed them then.
So yeah. I mean, I don't know what that means. Maybe it's the specific footage of Nigel they owned that was being used that Tony probably thought he had fair play use on, whatever. Small potatoes in the grand scheme of things, but they could have used that video package on Dynamite 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
They could have used those highlights on Dynamite 3 or 4 weeks in a row and told the story and played the interviews of Nigel McGuinness calling out Bryan Danielson, or Bryan Danielson downplaying Nigel McGuinness, and what all of that means. They could have done all of these things.
Sure could have.
And in hindsight, they should have done all of these things because that's smart business.
But all they did was have Excalibur poorly explain it.
Yeah. And this continues to be the problem with AEW.
Yeah, they don't seem to try. It seems like they should try, but then they don't try. It's like they try to try, but they don't try. I'll tell you what, though, the one thing that I'm very happy about to watch Dynamite this Wednesday that I was not happy to watch Dynamite with last Wednesday is I don't have to hear the fucking commentary. Good Lord, are they bad? They had a 4-man booth more than half the night. Not only was everybody stepping on each other, but oh my God, I don't know that you could put Excalibur with anybody and it'd be good. I feel like Tony Schiavone.
By God, what you talking about?
Tony Schiavone's terrible.
I love working with Excalibur.
Tony Schiavone's the worst. Jim Ross is still all right most of the time. And maybe that's a nostalgia in my head thing.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Taz,
because I listen to his podcast.
Taz seems like he's maybe checked out.
Yeah.
I feel like Taz is interesting sometimes. When he's interacting with Excalibur, he's like, whoa. It's just not. It's bad because
he's like making fun of Excalibur most of the time.
It's just not good. I mean, no, it's not good. And I don't know why they just keep, because then when JR's not there, then like Don Callis is on commentary sometimes. And Don Callis is on commentary is like, what's the word? It's like he's too much, right? Like he's way, way, way too much. It's like so over the top. And it's like, I get like as a promo that can be fun, but on commentary, it's distracting and it's bad because everybody else is also it's just what a fucking mess.
Hey, while we're talking about commentary, I think that Testator's done pretty good on.
Oh my God, I fucking love Joe Testator. His big calls are like something we haven't seen since like JR was making big calls. Oh my God, they've broken him in half. Tell me why, you son of a bitch. Tell me why.
Fish to water, man. Fish to water for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he is just, it is just unbelievable. Now, I don't like, what's his face? British McBeard face.
Wade Barrett.
Wade. Yeah, I don't like Wade.
I love him.
I don't like Wade on commentary.
Love him.
Wade's also, if I'm going to give Don Callis shit, Wade's also too much. Like he goes too far. He needs to dial it back a little bit.
Well, he's playing two roles there too. Don't forget, because there for a while when he was in the 3-man, he was just playing that analyst role. Now he's color and analyst, and he's got to carry fucking Testator a little bit too on storyline type stuff.
Yeah, I guess that he has, but I don't know. He needs to dial. He needs to take about 20% off. I think if he took about 20% off, it would be better.
Yeah, you hear that, Wade Barrett? Tom thinks you need a Kmart blue light sale.
Take about 20% off.
But, I mean, 20% off is far better than just, untying the mask and hanging up the headset forever. Because if Tom had his way, Excalibur would be gone.
Gone. Him and Tony Schiavone, gone. Never to return. Not allowed. I
don't know what your beef is with Tony Schiavone all of a sudden in the last 6 months. All right. But
well, buddy, it's been 2 years at least, if not 3.
I don't get it, man.
Schiavone's just happy to be there, man. And he loves this place so much. And he loves everybody. And God, what a good day it is to wake up and be alive and be Tony Schiavone. Like that's what he says. Well, Excalibur, we're here. Good Lord. God, go home, Schiavone. Go home.
Oh, I can hear Tom's haters coming out already.
What I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to be chanting, Schiavone, go home. Schiavone, go. We're going to be behind them. We're going to be able to see them. I'm going to throw Gatorade at him.
No, you need to throw a prime at him.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Yeah. Yeet. Except the prime would be $14 in there.
Yeah.
$14 prime. Be cheaper to get a beer.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe I'll just hit him with beer. He'll like that though.
Just a little bummed out because usually they come around my favorite holiday of the year, and this is pretty far away from. Yeah.
Far away from what? You broke up.
I said this is far away from my favorite holiday of the year. So, like, I don't know.
What's your favorite holiday of the year?
The one.
Oh, steak and BJ day.
Yeah. But after that.
I don't know.
I'm talking about, the Green Day,
Oh, 420. Yeah. I mean, they might be back.
The Earth Day.
They'll probably, I mean, that's about.
Put this year on the earth from you and me.
They're usually here twice one in the winter, one in the fall, one in the spring.
I mean, whatever.
It'll be spring. It'll be early spring.
I didn't really, listen, I bought a ticket because of Ricochet.
It'll probably be Rampage though. We'll probably get the nonsense group. But yeah, that Ricochet versus Ospreay and it live is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking absolute spot fest, but it's going to be so much fun to watch.
In the building, yeah, like that's going to be like that's why I want to be in the building for that. At home on TV, would be like
no, it's not going to make for good television at all.
No, it's going to be fun to be in the building for it. Not going to be great.
I can't wait to be in the building for it. It's going to be great. Yeah. And then we'll be the people that we make fun of. This is awesome. And be like, nah, man, it was just a fucking giant spot fest. Nothing about that was awesome. Like, I don't know what you fucking morons in the crowd are chanting. This is awesome for, because this was fucking trash. But it'll be spectacular when we're in there. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be like, you see what he just did? Oh my god, we're gonna be right on the perfect level too. Like they're gonna be flipping like at our eye level.
You know what I can't wait for? I cannot wait to see if the same level of excitement is in the building that has been in the building the past 2 times we've been there.
That could be interesting. I'd be interested in that.
Because we've always put AEW over for their live events because they are so much fun to be at.
Yeah. Justin Roberts does a great job, like during commercial breaks. And this time, I made sure I bought the tickets where we're going to see the Titantron, which is
the Turnertron.
Whatever they call it. Whatever.
Turnertron. They just call it a screen.
Whatever. We're going to see the screen this time.
We're going to dub it the Turnertron.
Turnertron. All right, because we did not see the screen last time.
Kind of like the Megatron, but you Turnertron.
Like the Megatron?
Yeah.
I prefer Titantron. I don't know what they call it now, but I would still call it the Titantron.
Maybe they call it the Tron. I've heard.
I mean, I guess
it's Tron.
I guess it's not Titan Sports anymore. So
Tron.
I guess they're not Titan Sports anymore, so it wouldn't be the Titantron. It'd be so just the Tron.
I mean, it could be the McManatron.
McManatron could be.
Should be, but somebody didn't do their fucking homework this week, so
I did see that Vince McMahon and Mr. Teeth are doing their doing their rebuttal to the Netflix documentary.
Mr. Teeth, who the fuck is that?
Oh, the guy, he was just there. Corny doesn't like him. He did the promos and stuff. He did the promo packages and stuff. Production
Brian Words?
No, the production guy, the old production guy.
Dunn,
yeah. Kevin Dunn,
yeah. God, why I couldn't have.
Right, he left my brain too, but yeah, Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon they're working on a rebuttal.
I mean, I don't know that any of that's necessary. Like, I think that the extra, like the PR statement from Vince McMahon's from Vince McMahon, totally unnecessary.
Totally.
Totally unnecessary. I don't even really think that Vinnie Mac looked that bad.
Probably not. Did they make out anybody else to be bad? Like,
not really, man. Like it was yeah. They made a big deal about telling us that WWE didn't have a producer's credit, but it felt very WWE produced.
Did Bruce Pritchard look like a fat canary kissing ass? Not a canary, because canaries would sing. Does he look like just a chooch, like kissing ass?
No, like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah,
Of course he did. Of course he did.
I bet he didn't say anything.
Oh, he defended the fuck out of Vince at the end of the documentary.
He did. Are you kidding me? That's his paycheck. That's how he eats. That man likes to eat.
Too far, bub.
Okay, sorry. But
Okay.
still.
Like, I like to eat.
I mean, I do too, but God, Bruce needs to dial it back a little bit. I saw a picture of him in that he looks more like he's a balloon than a man.
Well, that life on the road, Bob, you know.
Like on the road. Is he a fucking wheel? He looks like he rolls.
It's so hard to get this small amount of liquid out of these weird shaped containers.
I believe that. That's why it was in there.
Yeah, probably.
Because you were like, fuck this.
Because I do like this whiskey a lot. I'm actually sad that this bottle's gone. But anyways, yeah, man, like I don't know. I'm really excited to see what the vibe is like on Wednesday. Really, really excited for that. And I hope that I hope that the vibe inside the building is great. For our first timers' sake. And I hope that there is the ability to enjoy on a bigger level because of said excitement in said building.
Yeah, and it's much better at least in our experience. It's much better in the building. It does not translate to television because then you have to listen to Tony Schiavone and you have to listen to Excalibur, and it just isn't. It's you leave and you're like, ugh, I don't want to hear those guys anymore. Yeah, but in the building you don't get that because it's just the crowd, and Justin Roberts, who has a lovely voice, comes and tells you all about what's going on, fills you in beautifully, tells everybody happy birthday. It's great.
Yeah, he does do a really nice job keeping the crowd hyped during the commercials and whatnot. You know, and making sure that the crowd is engaged. But, you know, I think the last two shows that we went to, I mean, especially that first show that we went to in Pittsburgh, man, that place was packed to the gills.
They were packing them in at that point. Well, it was because it was new. Like Vince was still very much in charge of WWE, and he was tearing up scripts at 5 p.m. So that product was just awful. So AEW, it was like we were also sick of how bad WWE was. It was like, this has to be good, right? Because this is so bad. This has to be good. And, you know, at that point in time, they had, you know, some time to sort of plan some things out. So they had some people, and they had people there that were, you know, because we were there when, you know, the first time we were there, we saw Cody, and we also saw Kenny Omega. We saw the Young Bucks. We saw Hangman. We saw, you know, all of sort of the originals, who at that time also had big parts in creative and stuff.
Hey, we saw Daddy Magic because remember I yelled Overrise rules, and he turned around and popped him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we saw Daddy Magic. We saw all kind of good. We saw like all kind of the AEW originals,
which was like, I mean, how much fucking fun was that?
That was fun. Now we're not gonna get to do any of that. Like this is a completely different, because like I said, Cody was there the first time. The second time we were there, CM Punk was there.
Yep. And he wrestled a great match with Dustin Rhodes.
Sure did. And we were just, there we are. See it on a random Wednesday, seeing CM Punk with Dustin Rhodes. So
it wasn't just a random Wednesday. It was the random Wednesday. It was. Yes, you remember our friend sat on the turnbuckle.
Right. He sure did. He sure did. Never seen it. I've never seen a man fly like that.
I love telling that story because, you know, it sounds like I'm over exaggerating it. Maybe I am a little bit, but I'll be goddamned if that man was not of just body. There was no mind or spirit in that thing. It was just a meat. It was just a meat vessel sitting in that chair. And I'll be goddamned if when we were on our way home, he didn't bring up things that there was no way he could have fucking seen.
He like snapped out of it like a quarter of the drive. Like once we got out of the parking garage, he was like, "All right, I'm back." Was, what the fuck? Like his ghost just flew back into his body.
Whew.
Because we were just kind of leading him around at that point.
Oh, buddy! At one point, he goes like this. In my face, right? And I look at him, and he's reaching for my beer can that I'm trying to take a drink from because I'm assuming he probably had cotton mouth or
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, but good God. But it sounds like he had a great time and he saw some things from angles that we only dreamt of
We could have
seeing.
only dreamt of.
I
Yeah.
think he might have been on Sting's shoulder when Sting jumped off the top of that.
He definitely floated over there. He definitely
Oh,
floated over there.
goodness
Or
gracious.
he rewatched the whole show when he got home.
Oh, hey, so how about we should take a sign on Wednesday. I'm
We
only
should.
here to sing Judas.
I'm only here to sing Judas, and I don't know what else.
Let's harken back to a better time.
We want Cody. Oh my God, we want Cody. We want Cody sign.
Word on the street is though Kenny Omega might be in Pittsburgh.
I don't know if I'd pop for that or not. I might.
Kenny Omega might be in Pittsburgh.
I might pop for that. I might pop for that. We'll see. I doubt he will.
I mean, I might pop for it too because, he's had a long time to sit at home, man. I'm sure that if he's going to do anything, he's going to be bringing it. And maybe we'll get some of that best bout machine, Kenny Omega, the cleaner version from New Japan that was all show and all go. Wouldn't that be fucking phenomenal?
It'd be great. It'd be fun. I would love to have some Kenny Omega and in his non-shit everything hurts era, and then getting diverticulitis in addition to being hurt in multiple parts of your body.
I mean, yeah, that's the rumor.
I mean, I doubt it. Press X to doubt. But I wouldn't hate it.
So I wanted to run down the 5-year card. I thought it was a little bit more put together than it is, but it is not. The only match that there's 2 matches that have been announced, and I'm excited to see both of these matches. We talked about Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Dr. Britt gonna make her hometown return against Serena Deeb. What?
That'll
I'm
be fun.
into that. Give me that.
I'm into that. Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, that'll probably be pretty good. Like, Britt still needs kind of led around, but the only person the person who would be best at leading somebody around would be Serena Deeb.
What?
Oh, there we go. Not gonna let me just slip that under the radar, huh?
What?
Dude, Britt's had some shit matches lately. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, dude.
Garbo.
At one point in time, she was like your 1B of women's wrestlers.
At one point in time,
right behind Charlotte Flair. Like,
what about Bayley? No, Bayley's always been 1A.
When Britt was champ and she was doing all that good stuff, you were into she.
I mean, okay, that's fine, but she got rusty real hard, real fast.
I mean, if she had a stroke, Bob. I mean,
you're right. Maybe
she's dragging a foot, like
She's dragging a foot. What the fuck? Maybe she's dragging a foot.
I'm just saying, like,
that's where you went with that.
Something might not be working right, it happens.
Just like dragging foot, like half of her's gone. Okay, all right.
Gonna have to pass it to my strong hand.
Great suplex. Man, wow. Anyway, yeah, that, and then Ricochet versus Ospreay will be fun, unless it sucks. Ricochet versus Ospreay has the potential to be one of the greatest live spectacles in professional wrestling history. It also has the potential to be like one of the biggest stink fests ever. Like they could just totally be off cue all night.
Oh my God, I really wish you wouldn't have said that.
They could just be off all night, and it would just.
What are we doing here?
They could just suck balls.
Are you trying to put the bad juju on the only reason that we're going to this show? Like
the shitty pixie dust? Yeah.
Are you trying to make them drag feet too, bro? Like, come on. What are we doing here?
Twisted ankle on their way to the ring.
Oh my God. Fucking first spot, something goes catastrophically wrong.
Somebody loses a head. It's Don Callis. Why the fuck's he even here?
I really hope none of that happened. Like, I hope that this match is great.
Yeah, me too. I'm just saying.
Now it's not gonna be because you put your sour grapes all over it.
I put it in the atmosphere.
Like you couldn't help it. You had to just sprinkle your sour grapes on it, and then one day you're gonna be like, I remember whenever we went to see Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Why am I going to become an old Southern man?
Hey man, the voices just come. You know what I mean?
When I'm old, I'm going to be an old Southern man from Louisiana, like that from the Frog Prince or the Princess and the Frog, the lightning bug guy that dies.
Hey man, I don't understand why any of this matters. Your haters coming. They're coming. The Tom trolls. The Tom trolls are coming.
They're not coming for me.
Hey, I do want to give you a second though. Local happenings. I in the national spotlight this week. Are you prepared to speak politically?
Yeah, I guess.
What you think about the neighborhood's favorite sandwich place not letting the vice presidential candidate walk through their front door?
I heard about that. I heard they backtracked and let him in. But honest to God, when I heard about it, I was like, fuck yeah, Primanti Brothers. Because, yeah, tell JD Vance to go fuck off. What's JD stand for anyway? I think it stands for Jerkin de Penis.
I don't think that's
Jerkin de Penis Vance. That's his name.
That's a clean cut American white boy. Okay,
no, it's not.
That's James. That's James Daniel.
Nah, Jerkin de Penis. Jerkin de Penis Vance. I think he was a friend of Dolph Ziggler's, actually.
Okay. All right, we're done.
We're done with Dolph Ziggler.
I gave you. Listen, I wanted.
JD Vance is definitely voting for Joey Janela.
I've been thinking about this all day. If I was going to bring this up, and
do you think that JD Vance
and I immediately regret
with the broken down car? I don't think that he would.
Immediately regret opening this door.
I don't think JD Vance would help Joey Janela with his broken down car at all.
Not a fucking chance in hell.
In fact, I think that JD Vance would look at Joey. This is the only thing JD Vance and I would ever agree on. He would look at Joey Janela and be like, "You're such a piece of fucking trash." And that's the one thing that JD Vance and I would agree on, is that Joey Janela is a piece of fucking trash. Bet you didn't know I was going to go there with that, huh? At
least he didn't light his foot on fire,
Who, JD Vance? Not yet. We'll see what happens Tuesday. Never know. Never know. What are the immigrants eating this week, JD? Are they eating hamsters? We eating hamsters now?
Are you done? Are you done?
We eating hamsters? What is it? The Mongolian horde? Is
goddamn Mongolians keep knocking down my sheet wall.
Eating the people's hamsters, the Mongolians now? Mongolian immigrants? JD Vance? God, what a fucking chooch. I can't fucking believe. You know what? They shouldn't have let him in. They should have been like, when you walk into Primanti Brothers, like, no, Pittsburgh fucking hates you. Get the fuck out of here. Number one, you're from Ohio. Number two, you suck. Get the fuck out.
Boo, Ohio, boo.
Yeah.
OHNO.
Yeah. Chooch. God, I think I dislike him more because he's from Ohio than like actually because he's the most awkward human on the planet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Are we moving on now?
Yeah.
Have I
Yeah.
roasted JD Vance hard enough yet?
I mean, I just wanted to give you your fucking moment in the sun, Bob. You know,
Well, I took it.
I wouldn't be doing you the service.
Don't vote for
know.
Jorkin to penis Vance. Jorkin to penis.
I don't know what to do with you sometimes. I just really don't know what to do with you sometimes. You know, I tried really hard to hey, so sounds like TK about to throw some additional contract time on Ray Fenix.
What a chooch, huh? I mean, not that he shouldn't, but wasn't that? I swear to God, he like totally like cut an on-air promo at Vince McMahon for doing shit like that. Did he not?
Yep.
I mean, man, I want to talk about the pot calling the kettle black. He's becoming Vince McMahon. He really is. He is slowly morphing into. He's going to poop on a girl in like a month,
bro.
Just saying,
bro.
Man.
Come on,
just saying. Like you want to follow all the Vince trends. God, he's gonna be pooping on girls in a month. What's gonna happen? That's good shit, pal. He's gonna walk. He's gonna start walking like. In fact, I bet that's how he walks now. He's been walking like Vince McMahon.
Well, I don't remember who it is. Maybe it's Netflix and NFL Films. They're doing a day in the life of Tony Khan documentary.
Back in all my haters on Reddit, and Twitter, X. My friend Elon Musk owns it now. I was never more afraid for my life at a wrestling show than when CM Punk choked out Jack Perry 60 feet away from me. I almost knocked my monitor onto myself. I just choked the guy a little bit.
Oh, we just got a match announcement.
We did? What did we get?
Yep, Hangman Adam Page versus Juice Robinson.
Why?
I don't know.
None of those guys were on the show this week, and I don't think they got beef.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I mean, I like both those guys. I don't know why they're fighting, but aren't they both heels at the moment? Pretty sure they're both bad guys. I mean, Juice has always been a bad guy, and Swerve just burned somebody's house down. Or Hangman just burned Swerve's house down. What the fuck? I mean, great. Like, let's see them, but that doesn't make sense on television.
It doesn't make sense in the arena either. Really.
It doesn't. But like, I'll be. It's like one of those things where you're just happy.
No
to
continuity.
see people.
We're just there to see it.
It's like, do you remember like there's a clip on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where the guy that plays Carl Winslow like showed up. This is after the show. It had nothing to do with the actual show, but he like showed up because Richie was like, "You're right," or no, it was Family Matters, and Uncle Phil showed up because Richie was like to his buddy,
Uncle Phil.
Because Richie was to his buddy, "You're right," or Richie's buddy was like to him, "You're right. He does look like the dad on Fresh Prince." And then, Reginald Rel Johnson goes to the Reginald Vell Johnson, walks to the door, opens it up, and there's Uncle Phil, like doing this. And then they smile and hug, and the crowd cheers because it was Miller Boyette, and it was all in front of a live crowd. But that's what AEW is like. Is it's like randomly like, Uncle Phil shows up on Family Matters for a hot minute, and the crowd cheers. But that's every week, and that's how matches work. Do you like that? What an analogy. I'm really rather stunned. I'm really stunned.
Like, I wasn't sure where you were going, but I mean, you got there. You got there. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive wordsmith in there, bub.
I'm shocked that I got back to where I started, but
Yeah, me too. Because sometimes you gotta chicka.
James Avery. That was Uncle Phil's name. James Avery.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Uncle
James
Phil.
Avery. What a legend.
Absolutely,
man.
Not
only was he Uncle Phil, he was the voice of Shredder. The man was the voice of our childhood.
Yeah. Literally. R.I.P. Moment of silence for Uncle Phil. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground is where he spent most of his days.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
Shooting a b-ball outside of the school.
Just a couple of guys.
They were up to no good.
They started making trouble in his neighborhood.
I got in one little fight.
My mom got scared.
And she said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air."
Hey.
Did we just kill that? That was good.
I think we did.
That was dope.
That was dope.
That was real dope. I'm into that. Hey, so hey man, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre,
they're gonna fight again.
Yeah, the two really strong promos in the last 2 weeks.
Sure did. I don't know that made me care more about this or not. I feel like I've seen it. I know it's 1-to-1, but man, you know when it happens twice and you're like, I seen it. Part of me is there.
Yeah, but I mean,
I can't be overly nice to WWE because, like,
yeah, no, but CM Punk did say it would have been foolish of me to think that because I touched four corners, 4 turnbuckles, that this would be over with Drew McIntyre.
I mean, he was right. That's proper reasoning in wrestling. But I don't know. I don't know that it needed that match. Maybe it should have just been a like Hell in a Cell match. Maybe, I don't know. I think Drew's gonna win.
Hot take.
I'm listening.
This is going to be one of the most brutal Hell in the Cell matches that we have ever seen.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be Taker, Mankind brutal.
Well, that was all accidental.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. No, I mean everybody's getting color. That's for sure, right?
Yeah,
like this is going to be one of the bloodiest WWE matches we've seen in years. Probably since Cena Orton, when they both had the crimson masks and I was like one of Cena's only really like kind of brutal matches. Sure, probably.
But we've not seen a blood feud in WWE like this in a very, very, very long time.
Right, but like I've seen so many on AEW, and I'm not saying that this is WWE's fault. I'm just saying that like they've watered it down, and I know it's not their fault, but it's just like I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that they're gonna remind you on why you should care.
Look, I hope to. I'm gonna watch. I hope to watch this match and go, oh, I was wrong. I love when I'm actually wrong, when I underappreciate something and I just watch it anyway, and I'm like, that was so much better. Like, I'll give you the opposite example. Jay versus Jimmy, we thought was going to be, oh my God, can't wait. And it was the worst match it could have been. And we all went, wow, that was something that
very disappointing.
Nobody wants to see again. Oh my God. I'm not even sure I want to see them tag anymore. Corey Graves tried to sell that shit so hard. he was like, well, they have very similar movesets. And like, even he must have known, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? They're just kicking each other. This needs to stop. Why are we doing this, guys?
What was there, like 38 super kicks in that
It
match?
was, somebody counted. It might have been more than that. But it was high. It was at least, it was in the 30s.
I think it had more super kicks in it than the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros in their entire 7-match series.
Which is saying something.
So there's that. Also, too, man, Woodsy Bub.
You know, at first I was a little skeptical about all of this, but now I'm enjoying the build has been written in such a way that I'm
so into it.
I'm so interested in it. Like this is the most interesting thing the New Day has had since before Big E got hurt.
Yes.
And I am so like, this could be, I mean, I know there's not a title involved, but this could be like Kofi Mania all over again, just the feud of the breakup of the New Day. Like there's so much history and time and investment in that like to break the two of them up to turn Woodsy heel and have like,
what if they get Kofi to turn heel?
I mean, I'm here to watch whatever happens. I'm here. I'm into it.
You think that could?
No,
like he could see what, like Monday Woods goes out and he just beats the ever loving fuck out of Rey Mysterio, right? Like just decimates him, gets disqualified, just beats fucking Rey Mysterio bloody, right? Kofi, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Right, and then like loses or keeps losing or whatever, and then he sees the light, and there's darkness at the end of that light tunnel, and there's Woodsy just standing there with a chair over his back. And then Kofi turns heel. He's a fucking world champion.
Yeah, okay, that's not what's going to happen. So yeah, I think that Woodsy's going to lose it, beat the brakes off of Kofi, and then probably somehow become Intercontinental Champion.
Which would be a fucking fantastic series of events with Jey Uso, who, by the way, is our new InterYEETinental Champion.
Yeet.
What was it, like fucking 14 years without a singles title? They were hyping this up the whole show, bro. Like, and we'll circle back to Woodsy on this too. But they were hyping it up the whole show, and like everybody, the internet's like, oh my God, Jey Uso finally, bro. If you didn't pick it up the second time that they mentioned Jey Uso not being a singles champion, okay, you need to learn how to read in between the lines.
Yeah, this was coming. This was coming. I mean,
it just sucks for Braun Breaker. Like, I don't think that like he's gonna lose any momentum over this.
Yeah, I don't think it sucks for him either. I think the internet's overplaying that. I think that
Dave Meltzer's leaning into it now, saying that Braun Breaker's being punished for a backstage incident.
Oh, well, but even if that's true, is that just Dave's opinion? Because I don't feel like Dave has any informants. I don't know. I don't know that I buy that. I don't think that Braun had a long title reign in him. I think it was just going to be exciting that he won it, but there was no real, like, he still needs more development before he can have a long reign, a lot of defenses.
I mean, 51 days, one title defense. That's not very.
I was okay with it. I'm not. I was not sure I would be interested in anywhere they would go with Braun Breaker and his Intercontinental title. I think that I have a lot more. There's a lot more interesting things they can do with Jey Uso than they can with Braun Breaker
Yeet.
at the moment. Yeet. And I just think Jay's more over, really. So let's see what happens.
Well, fuck yeah, Jay's over. I mean,
it's just, it just makes sense. It's not. I mean, it's not it's good booking. It's good business. Everybody can't hold the title for 300 days. Everybody can't be a champ for a year. It needs to feel dangerous. And, I think that's kind of also, I'm a sucker for a title change, but I think it needs to feel dangerous. I think that it's important for sometimes people not to hold a title for a year, because that gets repetitive too. It's like, oh my God, this went 30 minutes and the champion retained and it's like, all right, whatever. Like, who fucking cares? And I think that you have the danger of that happening too. We haven't had a lot of short title reigns in WWE. We haven't had a lot of short title reigns, period, lately. Especially we haven't had them change hands on television. So I feel like having it change hands on television after such a short time, really, to me, kind of inserts the like, okay, hey, this is a little bit dangerous. Somebody can lose, and kind of as sort of able to call it as we were. But it kind of gives you the opportunity to be like, okay, this can happen though. Like, this can happen, and that's sort of what they want us to think about.
no, I think that's a fair take. I mean, I think that, from the standpoint of the titles and where they're at, we've propped them up in the last 5 years. I mean, you've got to figure Gunther was the Intercontinental Champion for over 2 years. Roman Reigns was the Universal Champion, fucking
WWE Champion too.
Yeah, for like what, 4 years?
I mean, he held the Universal for that long, but WWE for like 2, yeah.
So like, I mean, there's got to be some title changes here, and especially in the mid card, and this just circles back to what we talked about. What we've been talking about since Roman and Cody have agreed to tag together. It's just there's not enough elbow bumping at that level. Solo was the only real. I mean, Jacob Fatu's in there somewhere, I think.
But like, he's sort of like, he seems more like a minion still, because he is.
Yeah. Like this tag match is gonna happen, and then they're teasing, Randy Orton turning on fucking Cody, or Kevin Owens turning on Cody, or Cody turning on them. Like, there's definitely some seeds being planted at the top of the card, especially on SmackDown. But we're not there yet, and they need to get there post haste. And I think when they do things like, move the title around a little bit and see how people carry weight and responsibility, I think it's good for us as fans, and it's good for them as a business model, because we can get behind somebody like an LA Knight and stay behind somebody like an LA Knight through their trials and tribulations of, learning the WWE way, if you will, to finally get paid off with a singles championship. And I mean, he's had a pretty good U.S. title run so far.
He has, and he's kept it. And I think that his title run's going to be, he may still be the champ when Jey Uso loses the Intercontinental title. But, and I think that like, there has to be some championships moving around, because otherwise things feel stale. It's like, well, another title defense, the champ's going to win, because the champ wins 9 out of 10 times, and it's it's not dangerous. It's not a danger. It's not dangerous. It's not real. I don't care. I can predict all of this card before I watch the show. I can predict all of this card, and you don't want to be able to do that. Sometimes you want to pull in and be like, oh man, they're going to let Braun Breaker beat Jey Uso on television. Oh man. And then Jey wins, and you're like, well, shit. Now, as you watch the show, like you said, they tend to show their hand, but like going into it at 6 p.m. you didn't know that.
No.
And only because
go ahead.
I would say only at like 9:30 did it click. Probably, oh shit, are they gonna let Jay win? Like, and that's probably what happened, right? You'd already watched an hour and a half. Oh shit, is Jay gonna win? And that's what they want you to think, probably. And then he did, and you're like, whoa. Now, the internet's like, oh, they buried Braun Breaker, and I think Dave said the same thing. But fucking, I don't know. Before I get into Dave buried Braun Breaker, etc., what were you gonna say?
It wasn't even important.
Okay, so they buried Braun Breaker. I don't think that's the case either. I thought Braun looked very strong. I think that there may be bigger things for him, including maybe a shot at Gunther here, or a try at a shot at Gunther here. Maybe in a stick him in a match for like to kind of get to like who's the next opponent or whatever, and they can have a little build. Because we're getting to the end of the year. I mean, we're going to have Survivor Series, but no titles are going to change hands for the most part there. It's going to be, oh man, who are they introducing? Who's coming out at Survivor Series? Oh my God. So this could be a way of like kind of, putting Braun Breaker in a spot where, maybe it's Braun Breaker versus Gunther at Survivor Series. And you're like, man, two of the fucking biggest sons of bitches ever, like gonna have a big son of bitch slap match. What a good Survivor. Like, even if Gunther retains, like that's a match I want to see. So maybe it's not so much a demotion and a burying, but like all right, you don't hold this anymore, now you go after the world title.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some more experience along the way.
Mm-hmm. And even when he doesn't win the world title, like it's still like that still puts him in a topper, in an upper crust picture, something like that. And I feel like that's probably what this is setting up, something to that effect. Unless he's hurt or something and he's gonna like kind of take a side seat or something. But they know this guy is the future. Like, so they're not gonna just like
for sure
throw him in a hole and dump dirt on him. That's not what's gonna happen.
Oh, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think Braun Breaker's going to be just fine.
And the internet's wrong. They're just wrong. Why are they always wrong?
Just everybody likes to overreact. It's overreaction. So every reaction gets clicks, bub. You know what I mean? So there's that.
Click us, we underreact.
I'm excited to see what this Intercontinental Championship reign for Jey Uso looks like. They've, like I said, they've done a great job propping the Intercontinental Championship up.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years. So what's that look like for him to be able to carry that mantle and really be able to solidify himself as championship material?
And I think that, honestly, I think Jay will do a good job. Jay's always been one of those guys, especially when the Usos were champs. They were better champs than they were in the chase. And I think Jay can probably like tie that over to a singles title run in some way, shape, or form. So let's see, because I think he kind of got the shot quickly. He like won like what, a fatal 4-way or something. And I mean, I think he could have an interesting title reign, and I'm interested to watch him have an interesting title reign.
No, I think it's going to be great, and I really can't wait to see how it all plays out and where we go from here, and what's in the cards, and hopefully we're able to get some things moving in the right direction at the tippy top of the card. One side note before we get into the match of the week, though. Kevin is really coming into his own in his work with The Miz.
Yeah. It's been, I mean, if anybody else can't get you over, maybe give The Miz a shot. Let's see if The Miz can do it, because The Miz can get lots of shit over.
I thought that their little segment, while be it short, was very, very good.
It made more sense to me. I don't know. I don't know how much I want to be like, oh, it's gonna be so cool. Like it might be nothing, but it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. Stick him on the Miz. Like that's not a feud that I'm not interested in seeing. So stick him on the Miz.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be a good time. I think it's gonna be a good time.
Hopefully, that'd be nice.
All right, Bob. About that time, huh?
So my match of the week, mostly for story purposes, was Bayley versus Naomi. Going into this, I kind of knew Bayley was going to win, so maybe I'm being very biased in that regard. I thought Bayley looked good. This is for a shot at the world title, so that's the person I want to see take a shot at the world title, even if she doesn't win. But she did just lose it. And there's a whole bunch going on. And I think there's a whole lot for Bayley to do in this storyline. And I've liked the whole thing that's been going on with her and Naomi and that double pin last week, and just lots of cool stuff on Friday nights. And I feel like Friday has been it's sort of been like just sort of a bloodline show for a long time. And now I feel like there's other people getting some times and some, and some time spots and some storyline that I think is becoming interesting. And this is one that I'm particularly interested in. And I'm excited to see where this plays out. Does Naomi turn on Bayley? I really think Naomi needs a new gimmick. So I'm hoping this is sort of a like spark to that, but it's also like a spark to Bayley. And then everybody kind of has good shit going on, because I like them both. Like I said, I think Naomi needs a new gimmick, but I want Bayley to stay sort of in a big, kind of in the title picture, but in a good storyline spot. And I think what Nia Jax has been doing has also been really good on Fridays. And same thing with Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffy's great, and I think that they're leveraging the top talent they have on Fridays, and if they can kind of keep it all together and kind of all close-ish in its relationship, but also like have its own separate storylines as well. I'm very interested to continue to watch. So it's sort of a like, was the match great? It was just fine. But the bigger story implications and how we're kind of seeing this build as sort of a two-pronged story has my attention, and that's what I'm focusing on this week.
Cool. My match of the week was Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson.
That was good.
Go ahead.
I was going to say also a random shout out to Andrade versus Carmelo Part 4. But we have seen it three extra times. But 6. It's 6, huh? Wow, 6. I missed 2. Great match, but as Walt has pointed out, that we have seen this now 6 times.
Yeah, but every match has been good with the exception of the second one.
Yeah, but shout out, but again, 6 in, it's a lot. It's getting
had this match on AEW not have occurred, Carmelo and Andrade 6 would have been my match of the week again. Just because the in-ring continues to shine. But we don't need to get very much into the weeds with Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. I think that it got a lot of unnecessary heat on the internet. It got a lot of unnecessary heat from some pro wrestling influencers, we'll call them, and podcasters. While Tom and I did drag AEW through the mud at the beginning of the show on their promotion of this match, the match itself I thought was a wrestler's dream, right? Like that's
no problem. We didn't complain about the match.
No,
it was just why did we not make this a bigger deal? Because the match was so good, right? And I think that's sort of the like, had it gone out there and had it sucked, I feel like we'd have been like, oh wow, that was disappointing. and we'd have just moved on, right? But
Which
it
we
didn't.
very well may be doing next week after we see Ricochet and Ospreay on Wednesday night. I mean, that's a thing right there, isn't it?
Sure is. But
So,
man,
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully that's the best. Man, I'm glad I was there kind of match in Thomas history. But hey, we'll find out.
Absolutely. Hey, so if you're still hanging out with us, man, we appreciate the fuck out of you. Please hit the thumbs up button, even consider subscribing. You know what? Do us a favor, man. We've got a first timer going with us to the AEW show this week. Leave a sign suggestion in the comments below.
Yeah.
You know, that would be great. I'm only here to sing Judas, I think, is got to be the front runner, right? Like, that makes us pop. So there's got to be.
Maybe Be Gentle. It's my first time.
Oh yeah, that's
a good one.
Yeah. But I don't know. Hey, check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_FallWC. That's ONE. If you're checking us out on the audio side, man, we appreciate it. We really do. Guys are having a lot of fun with what we're doing over there in the vehicular audio side of things. Appreciate that. That's been real nice to see. And like I said, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Yeah. We won't be here next week. I apologize, but I will be in a sunny, warm place.
Hopefully that hasn't been ravaged by a hurricane. But we shall see. So, yeah. With all that being said, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll see you next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
One Fall WrestleCast.
This many.
2. I almost botched that, you know.
Almost, but I mean,